Good morning. Good morning. Here we are back again for another OSOK attempt. How is everyone doing today? What's going on, Bobby? Good morning, J Reba. Jimmy, we'll give just a few more minutes for some more to join. Good morning, Think G. And Miguel, how are you? Louder? I don't know. Is my audio low for everybody? Maybe you need to turn your speakers up. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty high on my levels already. All good, yeah. Yeah. It's probably every device is a little different. Hey Rod. Good morning. All right. So getting a lot of questions here regarding what is the best news event? Is it what's the best pad size? What's up with AutoPad? All that good stuff. So free NRG. Are you in here still? You had a bunch of questions at the beginning here before we started. Think G. I'm not. What's the drawdown to profit target ratio for this to reliably work? Well, let me just put it this way. I've passed over 23 accounts this way over the last year and a half. So yeah, it's reliable. So there we go. All right. So free NRG. You had a lot of questions. The first question you had was about the AutoPad. And for those that have the OSOK data take calculator, make sure you hit this button right here that says update OSOK data, because that pushes the most recent data to all the calculations. So your question was you had a $3,000 account. That must have been a 50K Apex account with 10 contracts. So you see it says auto best pad. Okay. What the best pad calculation is doing is it's calculating the best passing rate. Okay. However, if any of you watched any of my streams and seen me go over this, just because this is the best passing rate does not mean it's the actual best pad size to use. And the first thing you need to see is when you have a pad size this big, 81 to 84, you need to click this button that says hide data to show data and count how many no trades happen. Because if you're running an 81 to 84 point pad, there's a good chance that neither side of the range would trigger a trade. So let's see how many no trade events there were. Well, there's a bunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there was actually only 1, 2, 3, 4 events that actually triggered, that went far enough to trigger the pad. So they're not always going to be like this. It just depends on the news event and depends on the size. Like, for example, if you go to a 250K account, that is not an 81 point pad. It's a different size pad. So it all boils down to the account that you're trading. So the best thing to do in that situation is switch over to manual pad. Now, once you switch to manual pad, what you want to do is you want to try to find the highest pass rate that you can, but also not one that has too many no trade events. So it's a mixture of finding the balance between not too many no trade events in a high passing target. So, for example, let's go with like a 30 point pad. Right. Well, 30 point pad's 94%. And you have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 no trade events. So that's not bad. So that's what you want to do is you want to try to find the highest passing percentage you can based on the pad size, and not too many no trade events. So that would be the easiest way of doing this. So if the auto pad is huge, then switch to manual and just manually type in and try a bunch of different numbers to see what happens. Now, for me personally, I was actually up to 20 Apex accounts. I had a trade copy error that was, I guess, my own fault 2 weeks ago, and a phantom trade was placed and it blew one of my accounts. So I have 19. So I have one more to go. I personally will be attempting a 250K account. Not today. So I'm going to walk through this for you guys, show how to place orders, do everything, but I am personally not going to be attempting today. I am waiting for CPI. Now, why am I waiting for CPI? Well, if I look at the data, and on a 250K account, my passing percentage is only 66.7%. If I switch over to CPI, that same account has a much better passing percentage. Oops, hold on. That's not right. 27. There we go. Yeah. So, for example, on CPI, personally, I'm going to go with a 40-point pad, and I have an 84.2% passing rate, and there's only two no trade events. So, for me, because of the type of account that I'm going to be attempting, I'm not going to run it for NFP. Now, if you were running a different account, like for example, if you wanted to run NFP today and you did want to go with like a 50K Apex account, that's something that I would go with, but I'm personally not. So I know I get, what's going on, BM? I know I get a lot of people that ask, oh, should I do CPI or NFP? I can't answer that question for you. You guys have to answer that question for yourself. You get the OSOK data sheet, the data calculator, which you can get from my website at daytradingrealtor.com. And you put in the numbers based on the account size that you're going to be trading or that you're going to be attempting. Every account's different. Every event is different. So I can't answer that question for you guys, but you can answer yourself by running the numbers, doing just a little bit of work, running the numbers, and finding out which one's the best for you. So, yeah. ID 888, what's the win rate? That means, statistically speaking, based on using a pad size, whatever pad's in here, whether your points needed to pass target is hit. That is where the pass rate comes down to. So, yo, look at that. BM, real? Yo, y'all give some love to BM. Dang, bro. That's much appreciated. Look at that. Oh, man. Anyways, so let's look at this. So for example, if I was running NFP today and I was running a 50K account, okay, I'm not going to go with the auto pad size. I'm going to switch it to manual, and then I'm going to look and try to find the best passing rate. So let's go to like 35-point pad. All right, let's go to a 25-point pad. Let's go to a 28-point pad. Let's go to a 30-point pad. 32-point pad. Yeah, so it looks like a 30-point pad would be the best for today if you're attempting a 50K account. So the next step then is I have the OSOK protection pad sheet here. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the pad size. We were going with a 30-point pad. So I'm going to put in 30 there. That's going to give me my 30-point pad. And then the next thing is how do we place the orders? So for those that are new and don't know how to, yeah, Dala, does that answer your question, Dala? Sorry, bro, you messaged me right before I was going on stream. So hopefully it answered your question, bro. So for a 30-point pad, that's what I'd roll with. First thing is we want to go to settings. We want to turn one-click trading off. And when we're above price, again, we want to make sure that we're placing these orders far enough out of the money that we're not going to get executed. So above price, we right click, we go to buy stop. You change the number of contracts that you're doing. You drag your profit target up. So whatever it is, so it's 33, I'll say 33, and then you hit buy. And then you do the same thing for down below. You do it as a sell stop. Make sure you have the right number of contracts. You drag your TP down, and then you hit sell. So I've been getting that question a lot too, where people go, oh, I'm putting the orders on one side, and as soon as I put them on the other side, it goes away. Well, you need to make sure you hit buy and sell after you place your orders on the screen. Now that you have the orders on the screen, we're going to go back to the settings, and we're going to turn one-click trading on. Now, I'm not going to do it. Like I said, I'm not attempting until CPI personally. But after you have the orders placed, and usually anywhere from 10 to 5 seconds, I like to do 5 seconds, we're going to drag our orders in place to where the protection pad is. And in order to do that, you hold the shift button down, grab the bracket, you drag it down, and you let it go. Okay. And then you do that for the other side. Now, once orders are set in place and the event happens, as soon as one side gets hit, you immediately close out the other side. So that's how you place orders. Are there any questions about how to place the orders? It's Bane. Yeah. I would probably go with a higher pad size. Even if it's a lower win rate, statistically speaking, you would think that if the manipulation is higher than the pad size, that you might want to change that. So I tend to err for the larger news events like NFP, CPI. I tend to err on the side of caution for a larger pad rather than a smaller pad. So if you can get above an 80% passing rate, with a larger pad, anything like that, I'm happy with that. So, all right. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to use a position tool this time. I know a lot of you guys, oh, you're not even doing this. This is, I guess, probably the first time in a year, almost 2 years, guys, that I actually haven't attempted with you guys. Again, I'm waiting for CPI personally because of the size account I have. So if y'all want to hate, you can hate, but this is what we're going to do. So I need 15 points to pass. So I'm just going to place these on the screen just so we have something to see what we're doing here. So we need 15 points. So let's go 15.5 points. That will be for the long. And then let's do a short here just so I can monitor it with you guys as well here. So we got about a minute and a half, about 2 minutes left. All right. So let's just pretend these are my orders. Everybody should have these orders on the screen away from price, ready to go. Yeah, definitely dial it. CPI has the larger numbers. Price moves much further when it comes to CPI. Doesn't mean NFP doesn't work. I mean, guys, in the process of building this, I have passed and failed on every single news event. Jolts, PPI, CPI, FOMC, NFP. I've even tried PCE. I've done this over a long period of time, testing all the different news events to see what would happen. So, again, I've told you guys this story many times. My first 2 attempts at this, I passed, and it was back to back. It was CPI one day and PPI the next day, and I passed on both of them. Let's go. BM, yo, BM has some cojones on him, guys. Let's go, bro. All right, everybody, we need to focus. And I'm not actually attempting RSP, but we have about 30 seconds here. Everybody should already have the pad size in orders on their screen. Make sure you turn your one-click trading back on and get ready to drag your bracket orders in place. Got about 15 seconds here. All right, I'm dragging them in place. Here we go. We're going to see what happens. That should have passed. You guys should have passed, whoever attempted. I don't know if you guys passed or not, but that should have been a passing event right there. Pass. Yep. There you go, Miguel. Passed. Oh, you passed on the top step. There you go. The little sip was good. All right, pass. 250 short. That's okay. Let's go. 3019. Beautiful. That was harder. Yeah, foot offset. Yeah. Pass the one I got forward. Yeah. 10 accounts. Let's go, Dala. Let's go, Dala. 10 accounts he passed. Nice. Beautiful. You got locked out of your OSOK calculator. What do you mean you got locked out of the calculator? Oh, only two. Oh, yeah. See, that's okay. So this is a perfect. So just reset your password, Southpole, or just email me. We can get you back in. Oh, you have to. Yeah. Sorry, that's a security feature. I can't change that. Dala. So this is a great example, guys, of why I personally do not use trade copiers. So you can have a passing event that works, but yet, like Dala said, he thought 10 of them passed, but only 2 passed. And it's because you're going to have slippage, number 1, regardless if you have a trade copy or not. And then 2, you add a trade copier into the mix, and it's going to make order routing that much slower. So if you can see here, if we go down to a 1-second chart, let's go down to a 1-second chart and take a look at this. So if we go back, see this up and back down? That right there could have slipped a bunch of people because it happens so fast. And then back up again and then back down. These are 1-second candles. So this stuff is happening so fast. That's why I personally don't like trade copiers. The more layers of order routing that you put on top of your actual orders, the more chances there are going to be errors. And unfortunately that happened, but yeah, let's go, Dala. Yeah, exactly. 3 of 15 passed. Yep. Thanks, Southpole. Yep. There you go. Yep. At least you book something. So yeah, NFP hasn't been that big. NFP has definitely the moves have gotten smaller and smaller in the last 2 years. Yep. Yeah, I'll be rolling with CPI. Nasty slippage for me, 800 profit. But hey, closer to passing regard. Yep, exactly. And again, that's gonna happen, guys. I can definitely say I don't think I've ever not had some type of slippage. I've definitely had more slippage in the positive than in the negative. So it is what it is. That's part of OSOK. So, yep, absolutely. Glad to hear. All right, there you go, Sandy. That's okay. Kazuki, you're a little bit closer. Jason, I gave you 469. Good job, Sandy. RSP, did I invent this method? No, I didn't. I didn't invent this method. Let's go, BM. Thanks, bro. You too, my guy. Oh yeah, you okay? Yeah, I saw you were in the hospital last night. I meant to reach out to you, my guy. So did I invent this method? No, I only see V2 OSOK indicator on TV. So you can't get you can't get the OSOK indicator directly on TradingView. If you want the OSOK indicator, you get that either through your account once you purchase the OSOK data calculator, or it's for free. You just go to my website, daytradingrealtor.com, right on the homepage. Hey, Arrow, what's going on, bro? Hey, I saw you last night. On my homepage, go down to the bottom, you'll see a screenshot of the OSOK data or the protection pad indicator. You click on it, add it to your favorites, and then it'll be in your scripts there on TradingView. Anyway, so for the guy asking if I invented this method, no, I did not invent this method. In fact, I've been straddling the market since 2002. This is just a straddle of the market. What I brought to the table was I created what I call the protection pad, using past historical data to see how far price manipulates before the actual move happens on average, to see if we can gain a statistical edge. And that's what I brought into the OSOK method. So, and then obviously I built the OSOK data calculator as well. So didn't invent it. I just put my own spin with a little bit of an edge based on statistics to it. So let's go. I've been straddling for a long time. All right, guys, I'm going to focus now. I'm going to go trade. I've been waiting for NFP to do something here because I want to actually trade today. So I'm going to get back to it. So everybody who passed, congratulations. Hope you all enjoyed this stream. We will be back at it for CPI on Friday. I will be attempting myself. And as always, trade safe, risk properly, and happy trading.